के भाषण में भी एक बार डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी का नाम बोले होते तो मुझे लगता।
Narendra Modi lays out his vision for India in an address to the parliament. The Prime Minister takes on the Congress, says they're disconnected from the country's roots. The news tightens on Mehul Choksi. Antigua's Prime Minister says he will be extradited to India. He's the prime accused in the 13,000 crore rupee Punjab National Bank fraud. Terrorism, Afghanistan, Iran, oil, trade and defense. The agenda is set as US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo lands in India. He'll meet Prime Minister Modi and Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar. As the US-China trade war intensifies, India looks to make the most of it. The government will offer incentives like tax rebates to companies moving out of China. A setback for the Congress in Gujarat. Supreme Court refuses to interfere in Gujarat Rajya Sabha poll, says there is no illegality in holding separate by-polls for 2 Rajya Sabha seats. The seats fell vacant after Smriti Irani and Amit Shah were elected to Lok Sabha. $490 billion. That's how much black money Indians parked abroad till the year 2010. This is over and above the black money parked within the country as investments in real estate, mining and other sectors. And the Niti Aayog releases India's second health index. Kerala continues to top the chart. Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Odisha languish at the bottom of the pile. Good evening and welcome to India Watch. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. On this show, we bring you the biggest headlines from India, the latest updates and unbiased analysis. In the next 30 minutes, we're bringing you up to speed with what's happening in this country, starting with the highlight from the parliament today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was at the centre stage in parliament yet again as he delivered his reply to the motion of thanks on the president's address. While laying out his agenda for the next 5 years, the Prime Minister used this opportunity to once again take on the opposition. Let's bring you the best parts of that speech.
मुझे इस बात का संतोष है, हमारी पूरी टीम को संतोष है कि 2014 में जबकि हम पूरी तरह नए थे, देश के लिए भी हम अपरिचित थे, लेकिन उस स्थितियों से बाहर निकलने के लिए देश ने एक प्रयोग के रूप में चलो भाई जो भी है इनसे तो बचेंगे और हमें मौका दिया। लेकिन 2019 का जनादेश पूरी तरह कसौटी पर कसने के बाद, हर तराजू पर तोले जाने के बाद पल पल को जनता जनार्दन ने बड़ी बारीकी से देखा है, परखा है, जांचा है और उससे आधार पर समझा है और तब जाकर के दोबारा वह बिठाया है। ये लोकतंत्र की बहुत बड़ी ताकत है। चाहे जीतने वाला हो, हारने वाला हो, चाहे मैदान में था या मैदान के बाहर था, हर किसी के लिए इस विजय को सरकार के 5 साल के कठोर परिश्रम, सरकार के 5 साल का जनता जनार्दन के सुख सुविधा के लिए पूर्ण समर्पण, पूर्ण रूप से सर्वजन हिताय सर्वजन सुखाय, इन नीतियों को लागू करने का सफल प्रयास, उसको लोगों ने फिर से एक बार अपना अनुमोदन देकर के देश की सेवा करने के लिए दोबारा बिठाया है। यहां कहा गया कि हमारी ऊंचाई को कोई कम नहीं कर सकता है। ऐसी गलती हम नहीं कर सकते। हम किसी की लकीर छोटी करने में अपना समय बर्बाद नहीं करते हैं। हम हमारी लकीर लंबी करने के लिए जिंदगी खपा देते हैं। और आपकी ऊंचाई आपको मुबारक हो, क्योंकि आप इतने ऊंचे चले गए हैं, इतने ऊंचे चले गए हैं कि जमीन दिखना बंद हो गई। आप इतने ऊंचे चले गए हैं कि आप जड़ों से उखड़ चुके हैं। आप इतने ऊंचे चले गए हैं कि जो जमीन पर हैं वो आपको तुच्छ दिखता है। और इसलिए आपका और ऊंचा होना मेरे लिए अत्यंत संतोष और आनंद। और मेरी कामना है कि आप और ऊंचे बढ़े। हमारी आपसे ऊंचाई के संबंध में कोई स्पर्धा ही नहीं है, क्योंकि हमारा सपना ऊंचा होने का है ही नहीं। हमारा सपना जड़ों से जुड़ने का है। हमारा सपना जड़ों की गहराई से जुड़ने का है। हमारा सपना, हमारा रास्ता जड़ों से ही ताकत पा करके और मजबूती देश को देना, ये हमारा रास्ता है। और इसलिए जिस स्पर्धा में हम नहीं हैं, उस स्पर्धा में हम तो आपको शुभकामनाएं ही देते रहेंगे। और ऊंचे और ऊंचे और ऊंचे जाइए। आज 25 जून है साहब। बहुत लोगों को जानकारी भी नहीं कि 25 जून क्या है। अगल बगल में पूछना पड़ता है। 25 जून की वो रात देश की आत्मा को कुचल दिया गया था। भारत में लोकतंत्र संविधान के पन्नों से पैदा नहीं हुआ है। भारत में लोकतंत्र सदियों से हमारी आत्मा है। इस आत्मा को कुचल दिया गया था। देश के मीडिया को दबोच दिया गया था। देश के महापुरुषों को जेल के सलाखों के पीछे बंद कर दिया गया था। पूरे हिंदुस्तान को जेल खाना बना दिया गया था। और सिर्फ किसी की सत्ता चली न जाए इसलिए न्यायपालिका का जजमेंट था। न्यायपालिका का अनादर कैसे होता है, उसका वो जीता जाता उदाहरण है। आज 25 जून को हम लोकतंत्र के प्रति फिर से एक बार अपना समर्पण, अपना संकल्प उसको और ताकत के साथ हमने समर्पित करना होगा। संविधान की बातें बताना और संविधान को कुचलने के पाप करना, इन चीजों को कोई भूल नहीं सकता है। और उस समय जो भी इस पाप के भागीदार थे, ये दाग कभी मिटने वाला नहीं है। और इस दाग को बार बार स्मरण करने का भी जरूरत है, ताकि देश में फिर कैसे कोई ऐसा पैदा न हो जिसको इस पाप के रास्ते पर जाने की इच्छा हो जाए। इसलिए याद करना जरूरी है, किसी को भला बुरा कहने के लिए नहीं। लोकतंत्र के प्रति आस्था का महत्व क्या है, ये समझाने के लिए भी लोकतंत्र पर किस प्रकार से प्रहार हुआ था, ये स्मरण कराना जरूरी होता है। किसी को बुरा भला कहने के लिए नहीं होता है। और इसलिए उन संपत्तियों की पूरी के लिए हमें इसलिए कोसा जा रहा है कि फलाने को जेल में क्यों नहीं डाला। ये इमरजेंसी नहीं है कि सरकार किसी को जेल में डाल दे। ये लोकतंत्र है, ये काम न्यायपालिका का है। हम कानून से चलने वाले लोग हैं और किसी को जमानत मिलती है तो एंजॉय करें, उसमें क्या है। कांग्रेस को कई बार अच्छे अवसर मिले, लेकिन पता नहीं क्यों इतना ऊंचे हैं कि कुछ चीजें वो दिखती नहीं, छूट जाती। जो उस समय शाहबानों का जब चल रहा था, उस सारे कारोबार में जो एक मंत्री थे, उन्होंने एक टीवी इंटरव्यू में जो बात कही है, चौंकाने वाली है। मेरे पास उसका सत्यापन करने के लिए कोई अवसर नहीं, मैंने जो सुना है वो मैं बताता हूं। उन्होंने उस समय के कांग्रेस के मंत्रियों के मुंह से क्या बातें निकलती थी वो उन्होंने कही है। और उन्होंने कहा है, जब वो शाहबानों का मसला चल रहा था, तब कांग्रेस के किसी मंत्री ने कहा था, मुसलमानों के उत्थान की जिम्मेदारी कांग्रेस की नहीं है। देखिए, गंभीर बात है। मुसलमानों के उत्थान की जिम्मेदारी कांग्रेस की नहीं है। इफ दे वांट टू लाई इन द गटर, लेट देम बी।
Now, the Indian government secured a major win today. Fugitive businessman Mehul Choksi's citizenship of Antigua will be cancelled. The announcement has come from the government of Antigua. This means that the path to get Mr. Choksi back to India to face legal action is now clear. Antigua's Prime Minister Gaston Brown said today, and I quote, "Choksi's citizenship was processed. He got through. We do have recourse. The reality is that his citizenship will be revoked and he will be deported to India." Mehul Choksi is accused of financial fraud, the Punjab National Bank scam worth 13,500 crore rupees. Choksi is accused, along with his nephew Nirav Modi, in this case. He had fled from India last year in the month of January. This was right after the scam came to light. He then took the citizenship of Antigua, and this was a clear move to evade Indian legal proceedings. Antigua is one of the many tax havens in the Caribbean. This country is known for a controversial citizenship investment program, a program that allows the rich to buy citizenship. Reports say that the process was completed 2 months before the scam surfaced. Plus, Antigua does not even have an extradition treaty with India. Clearly, this was an escape plan. The Modi government is now one step closer to bringing back Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi, the two billionaire businessmen who scammed the Punjab National Bank. The Antigua government's decision kicks off a legal process. Mehul Choksi will be sent back to India after he exhausts all his legal options. This means that he could potentially challenge the Antigua government's decision to cancel his citizenship. Already, Mr. Choksi is facing heat from the Bombay High Court. The judges have directed Choksi's lawyers to submit his medical papers by the 1st of July. Choksi has maintained that he cannot travel to India due to his medical condition. Now, the court wants to conduct its own medical evaluation. The Bombay High Court has asked Mumbai's JJ Hospital to submit a report in July. They want to ascertain if Choksi can be brought to India through a special air ambulance. His nephew and co-accused Nirav Modi is also facing action in London. He has been in jail since March. So far, he has applied for bail 4 times. All of these applications have been rejected. The British court says that if Nirav Modi is released, he might tamper with evidence and influence witnesses. India wants Nirav Modi extradited. Of course, the legal process continues. What's encouraging here is that India did manage to convince the British government to begin extradition proceedings for Vijay Mallya. Earlier this year, the UK Home Secretary said that his government approves Vijay Mallya's extradition. Mallya challenged that in court, but on a political and diplomatic level, most governments are now helping India bring economic offenders to book. Such scams, we know, have burned a big hole in India's economy, and the Modi government wants to plug this hole. Another component of this fight is black money, and the Standing Committee on Finance has now tabled a report in Parliament. For the first time, perhaps, we have some estimate of unaccounted wealth, that is black money, held by Indians outside the country. The report takes into account studies by 3 premier institutions in India, and they've concluded that till the year 2010, up to $490 billion in black money is believed to have been stashed abroad. This is above and beyond the black money that is parked within India, and this black money is parked in the form of investments in different sectors, and that is a bigger challenge, some say. So far, there is no credible account of how much black money actually exists in India tackling this will be a major challenge for the government, something that experts believe will require a major reforms push. This is work in progress. Now, if something could lead to the death of 20 lakh people in India, 20 lakh people in India and 50 lakh people all over the world between now and 2050, would you consider that as a serious problem? If the answer is yes, then this story is for you. The World Health Organization, WHO, says that antibiotic resistance is one of the major risks to public health. First things first, what is antibiotic resistance? Resistance to antibiotics, the ability of a microorganism to withstand the effects of an antibiotic. Generally, we take antibiotics to target specific germs or microorganisms like bacteria. Misuse or overuse of these antibiotics can lead to resistance, meaning the medicine will not cure you of an illness. Now, many of us have experienced it. Now that 250 mg of a common cold antibiotic does not cure your headache or throat pain or the flu, you need bigger doses. And this is not a problem in just one country. It's a global health risk now. Right now, 7 lakh people die every year due to drug resistance. The WHO says that more than 50% of antibiotics are used inappropriately in most countries. For example, antibacterial drugs are often wrongly prescribed to treat a viral infection. Sometimes drugs of higher dosages are given for speedier recovery. This is not the way to go about it. All this adds to drug resistance. So call this issue an invisible pandemic. The WHO is even more worried. It says that we are already in the post-biotic era. What does the post-biotic era mean? It means that there are more infections which cannot be treated by antibiotics now because the body has developed resistance to the drug. Now, there is no doubt that this is a serious problem. How do you address it? The WHO has classified drugs into 3 groups, and they've created a program called AWARE. And that's acronym. AWARE is acronym for Access, Watch and Reserve. Antibiotics under the Access category can be used to treat common infections, and they're easily available, accessible. In the Watch category, one must wait and watch before giving the drugs. And in the Reserve category, as the name suggests, antibiotics are used sparingly, only as a last resort. Now, India already has a national action plan to deal with something like this. High-end antibiotics are marked with a red line to separate them from other normal varieties. There is a tolerance limit for presence of antibiotics in food items, but still the misuse continues. It's a problem from both ends. Unnecessary prescriptions as well as misuse of drugs. Like India, there are 100 countries in the world with such action plans, but only 1/5 of these plans are funded and implemented. There are already 7 lakh infections with antibiotic-resistant bacteria. The more we delay in regulating the use of antibiotics, the bigger the problem will become. And the problem has an economic link. Antibiotic resistance is likely to hurt people with low to middle income groups in these groups rather than the developed world. And if we fail to address it now, it will have huge consequences. It will impair our ability to treat even common infections. Surgeries will become riskier. The economic cost will also be huge. What can we do? For starters, do not self-medicate. Use drugs judiciously. The last bout of common cold may not be caused by the same bacteria as this one. Try to follow that. Stay healthy. Now, antibiotic abuse is not the only thing that ails India's health story. There are many problems to contend with. The Niti Aayog has ranked states on the basis of health indicators, and there are some interesting findings in this report. Kerala, Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra, not surprisingly, are the top performers on health in India. Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Odisha remain at the bottom of the pile. So what is this index? The Health Index is a composite score which incorporates 23 indicators. It covers all states and union territories in India from the year 2015 to 2018. Now, Kerala has traditionally been a top performer in terms of development indicators. What's interesting to note is the states which have improved in the recent past. These states are Haryana, Rajasthan and Jharkhand. These states have seen the best improvement in terms of healthcare. On an overall basis, Kerala continues to be the clear frontrunner. The report also differentiates between big states like Uttar Pradesh and smaller states like Tripura. Among the small states, Mizoram gets the top rank, followed by Manipur and Meghalaya. On the flip side, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh have seen the biggest decline in overall health scores. Among the union territories, Chandigarh remains on top, Dadra and Nagar Haveli is at the bottom. It has in fact improved the most. Besides the rankings, the report also reveals several crucial correlations. For example, health indicators are connected to fertility rate, low birth weight and sex ratio. Take the case of Bihar. It's ranked very low on the health index and it has seen a deterioration in all the factors. The economic development of a state is also linked to these health scores. In general, states and union territories with high growth and per capita income have fared better. The report says that the government should spend a larger share of the GDP on health. And not just that, the Niti Aayog also wants states to focus on governance and facilities.
मैं स्टेट्स को साफ तौर से ये रेकमेंड करना चाह रहा हूँ कि वो अपना स्वास्थ्य क्षेत्र में अपनी जो गवर्नेंस है, जो अपनी उनकी जो भूमिका है, उसके ऊपर तवज्जो रखें, उसकी मॉनिटरिंग करें और जिन राज्यों में इसका स्तर ऊंचा है उससे सबक सीखकर उससे आगे बढ़ें.
And that's not all. The differences between these states are significant. Kerala and Andhra Pradesh, for instance, scored more than twice as much as states like Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Punjab, which ranked number 2 earlier, has dropped to the 5th spot. Tamil Nadu was at number 3 the last time. It has fallen to the 9th rank. The report spells out what the media has been highlighting. Simple things like unfilled vacancies of nurses and specialists in local hospitals hurt the public health system. There's a lot to do there. Whenever the price of an asset increases, it means something. When the price of a stock increases, it means that there is traction for the stock. When the benchmark indices increase, it signals bullishness in the market. If stocks are volatile asset, bonds are fixed income assets. What am I talking about and why am I saying all of this? Because one asset with significant implications has jumped suddenly, and that is gold. The gold rally continues in India and around the world, meaning prices are going up. In India's MCX, or the Multi-Commodity Exchange, gold has risen by more than a percentage for every 10 grams. Now, in global markets, gold prices are now at 6-year highs, and experts say that gold will rise even further. In the last 4 weeks alone, gold prices shot up by over 10%. Now, the question is, why is gold going northwards? There are several reasons. We'll take them one by one. Number one is geopolitical tension. Gold has a safe haven appeal. So whenever there are risks to global growth, people invest in gold. The ongoing US-China trade tensions, the recent conflict in the Middle East, and the dovish comments from the US Federal Reserve have all become major risks to the global economy and hence the surge in the yellow metal. Reason number two, the weakness in dollar. The US Fed is expected to cut interest rates in a tepid economy, and this hurts the appeal of other assets like bond yields. Also, gold is easier to sell to buyers with other currencies. Reason number three, and this is an interesting one, despite being a bankable asset, gold is under-owned in portfolio investments. As gold becomes a reliable asset class, investors will increase their gold ownership during testing times. Investment banking giant Morgan Stanley has picked gold as a top commodity over the next 6 months. The only takeaway is this: the commodity market is clearly showing some signs of fear about the prospects of the global economy. Having said that, a positive development in the US-China trade talks during the G20 meeting or a de-escalation in the tensions in the Gulf, the US-Iran tensions, could make gold prices less volatile. The next few days are going to be very crucial for the global economy, and gold is one thing to watch. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of India Watch. Thanks very much for being with us.